Today, we will be going over how to use PF sizing tool with the large PF example. First, log into PF sizing tool using your credentials. Once on the home screen, look for the module titled Regulators. When hovered over, the title will change to Nuovo, which is new in Italian. For the first question, you'll be asked what type of product you need. For our example, we'll choose regulator. Next, you'll be asked to choose the type of fluid, so we'll go ahead and choose natural gas. For the fluid-specific gravity, you may have a customer with very detailed specifications. If this is not the case, you can just use the standard 0.61. The next question asks for the standard to which the products align. CE is for European approvals. NACE is the National Association of Corrosion Engineers. This is rarely used in our area. No CE is for US standards, if the product is not going to Europe, in the option we will choose today. Next, we will select the configuration. Configuration essentially asks if you have an onboard slam shut or an onboard monitor. For our example, we will be selecting the onboard slam shut valve. Now, we will select our final use. This is asking what kind of market the product is going into, and based on our options on the right, we are selecting unknown to avoid eliminating any product options. Next up is maximum flow rate value. Note the drop-down menu here showing your options. For our example, we will select standard cubic feet per hour and input 45,000. Then we have inlet pressure gauge values. The next few questions will ask about the value for maximum, normal, and minimum inlet pressure valves. Based on your customer's needs, you can make a range between the three options or an exact value for all three options. Today, we are using an exact value. First is the maximum inlet pressure gauge value. This also has a drop-down menu. We will select PSI and we will input 30. Then we have the normal inlet pressure gauge value. Here we will also select PSI and input 30. Lastly, our minimum inlet pressure gauge value. We are again inputting 30 PSI. Our maximum outlet pressure gauge value for this example is 25 inches out, based on our customer. So we will select inches, H2O from the drop-down menu, and input 25. Similar to the pressure gauge values we previously answered, if your customer needs a range of say 20 to 25 inches out, you can also make this happen with the minimum and maximum outlet pressure. However, since our customer needs 25, we will input 25 inches out for the minimum outlet pressure gauge value as well. Outlet gas temperature value rarely comes into play in the industrial or commercial world, but it does come up for transmission. Today we will be selecting 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Maximum noise level value is going to be at 85 decibels for our example. This level could change depending on how loud the location is. Maximum downstream pipe velocity value is next. We'll put 50 feet per second here. We do this because below 7.25 psi outlet is optimal. This value can be in a different range than our other example, but as we are targeting for optimum value and regulator performance, we'll move forward with this example. You can always reach out if you want further information on it. The next question opens up the available regulators based on the PF suggestion, with their failure options, FO for fail open and FC for fail closed. Today, we will select the Dival 600. The slam shut option is available, so we will click that. Monitor execution asks if this is being used as an inline monitor. For our example, we will select no. Here we will click AC10 as that is the PF suggestion. This tool will now give us the available size based on our previous conditions. That means with our given value of 30 psi in and 25 inches out, this can flow up to 49,179 square cubic feet per hour. We will select the given size. Now we have a noise selection chart. We see the pipe size at the top here and the downstream pipe on the left. If you have two rows like this, the bottom row is with a silencer, which is shown by the quieter noise levels. For our example, we will select 8-inch pipe at schedule 40, 74.53 decibels. Next up is available flanges. With our example, we will select S150 for 150-pound flanges. As for active relief execution, we'll select yes. For available materials, we have steel body or ductile cast iron body. Most of the time we'll go with ductile, as it is more cost effective, unless you have a different specification. For upside down version, we will select no. Then we have B2B codes. This is a good thing to write down if you're looking for a quote and if you've gone through the sizing program. This determines the PF part number and flange options. We don't need a Viton for our example, so we will select the first option, which has our previously selected flange number of 150. And for accessory choice, we select No. Now we have a generated report. You can access this by clicking here or up here. This will pull up the report in a PDF format. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Check out our channel for additional content on all things natural gas. If you have any questions, our experts are always here to help.